in those moments. And it's something that I had to learn, how do I handle my why God moments, and for moments in your life, especially as you were sharing your testimony, like what knowledge and advice can you give for a person that's going through their why God moment?
That's a fantastic question and a great question to close with. Here's what I would tell you: life is going to be filled with suffering moments. The why God moments come out of moments of suffering. And I would tell you three things. Number one, when that why God moment comes and we ask the question, and there's even a sense of any kind of suffering or trials and tribulations going on, don't sin in the suffering. Because when we get to the point where we're asking why God, there's usually conflict in our soul that begins to produce anger in us. It's why we're asking the question. Typically, in most cases, I'm not going to say all, but most cases, there can be some when there's unknowns and when it seems like there's silence from God, it creates turmoil. That turmoil, after a period of time, can create anger. Why, God? Why did you allow this to happen? Why didn't you let me get this job? Why am I still single? Why haven't I, and it goes on and on and on. So it's so important not to sin in your suffering, because if we sin in our suffering, we don't know what God is doing. And although we're in the valley, you don't want to look back on the mountaintop and regret how you acted in the valley. Because when there's a mountaintop moment, and there will be in your life at some point, why am I single? Well, one day you'll be married. And when you're married, you don't want to regret how you lived when you were single, because you thought God wasn't going to come through. And sometimes as Christians, we can just throw a fit and be like, what does it matter anyways? Why, God? Why does it matter if I stay pure? There's no one in my life anyway. Why does it matter? I've been single forever. So I would say don't sin in your suffering. It is so important. Do not regret what you did in the valley when you experience the mountaintop. Don't sin in your suffering. The second thing I would tell you is often when we ask why God, we have to be ready and we have to understand that you may not get the answer.